Got the Week 7 edition of the JP poll. I wonder why we waited until Thursday. I guess ballots were incomplete. JP poll, we were running a little refresh on the model. Now, a reminder, this is not rankings. The rankings are the commissioner's poll. So when you see, for instance, where Notre Dame is power rated in this thing, don't think for a second that's where I would rank Notre Dame. Okay, when you see teams that have beaten teams, but they're still power rated behind those teams, it has nothing to do with where I would rank those teams. And no one believes in valuing on-field results more than me, up to and including the committee sometimes. I just am very interested in power ratings. And all this is, what I'm about to show you, is teams listed in order of how they would be favored against each other on a neutral field. So it's very much a Vegas-ish odds makers type way of thinking. I do want to tell you before we dive in, we do not have Brigham Young in the top 30. Rankings-wise, we had them top 20 the other night. Brigham Young, there are like 30 teams the model would favor against them. And if you don't believe me on that, that's okay. I would call your attention to the fact that they're playing Arizona this weekend, and that line is right near a pick'em. So there's record, and then there's what you would be power rated. Those are different things. Also, Ohio State's kind of opened up a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field. But after Ohio State, if you go number 2 through number 19, 10-point gap between 2 and 19. I'll show you who 2 is in a second. Okay, let's go top 20. Clemson is still a top 20 power rating team. That's how you know these are not rankings. Florida is that Florida back in the power ratings? Florida's back at number 19. Florida's on the road this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. They're at Texas A&M. Is it new Florida or is it old Florida? You'll know by whether they get blown out or not. If they get blown out, assume it's old Florida. Utah's at number 18, not going anywhere. Florida State, number 17. JP poll didn't drop them because the JP poll got pretty much what we expected in that game. So we didn't drop them. Missouri's at 16. We'll see where Bama is in a second. Missouri's at 16. All right, top 15. LSU's at 15. They have a critical game. I would almost call it a must-win game, but it feels like we have half a dozen of those in the SEC this week. They play South Carolina Saturday night. I've got Kublik just waiting in the on-deck circle over here to talk about that game. He's not actually in the room, but he is calling that one. He'll be on the sideline down there. And I am just utterly and completely enamored with how LSU could come out of this bye week offensively versus how they do, because I've got high hopes. Okay? Don't embarrass me. Penn State's at number 14. If the bottom has fallen out of this team, that is not right. So the model cannot pick up on that. It cannot account for that. There's no way to know. We cannot measure the emotion inside of a building. So Penn State, I would put a giant asterisk on them being at number 14. But this is just who would be favored. I know LSU fans look at that and say, are you telling me if we went and played Penn State in Nashville that we would be a dog? Well, I'm telling you, according to the model, you would be. And then you would be free to gobble up LSU plus the points if you wanted to. I would be right there with you. I don't have to agree with the model. I just have to tell you what it thinks. Tennessee's 13. OU is 12. Oklahoma probably a little bit lower than what folks would expect. That is not the Mateer injury. That is with John Mateer. Oklahoma at 12. So you go and you handle Texas this weekend, and that fundamentally changes the profile that the model has about you. But if you've been wondering why I picked Texas against OU, number one, it's because I think Texas is the more desperate team. Number two, power ratings-wise, it's a neutral field, and we got Texas power rated a little bit higher than OU. Indiana being at 11 is just incredible. That's why I'm telling you, they were never up there last year. The model never took them as seriously last year as it is now, which is why I'm telling you, I think this is a much better team than they had last year. Now, if they go into Oregon and they lose by 10 or something like that, you'll expect them to fall. They won't fall that much. That'll be a result sort of in line with what you would expect the number 11 team in the country to do on the road against a top 5 team. It's the very nature of how power ratings work. Top 10 time. Hey, really quick timeout. We'll get right back to the video. Do me one favor. Make sure you're subscribed. It helps us keep the show free. It helps us keep the lights on. It helps us keep doing college football year-round, and we appreciate it. All right, back to the video. A&M's at 10, and Texas Tech's at 9, and Texas is at 8. And the profile on those three respective teams from Texas couldn't be any more different right now. But look at the one that everyone's selling on, because that's the one rated the highest. Texas is at number 8. A lot of folks are about to find out this weekend, including me. We'll bump the microphone. We're about to find out one way or another, because it could just be that the talent profile of Texas has them overinflated. I'm willing to grant you that's a possibility, but just remember, last week, Texas got beat by Florida, and we expected it on the show. So as long as we're getting what we expect, there's not going to be a whole lot of adjustment, especially from the model's perspective in the power ratings. Texas Tech, though, look at where they are. I mean, they're above OU. They're above Tennessee. They're above LSU. The reason I'm mentioning these teams is because those are perennially top 10, top 15 recruiters. And Texas Tech's above them. That means they portaled in the right talent, and it's sort of verifying itself in terms of on-field result. Ole Miss is 7. Notre Dame at 6 is the one that's going to turn everyone's neck sideways, except mine, because I can't, because it's hurt right now. No, they're not the number 6 team in the country from a rankings perspective. And I know I'm saying this for a third time, and it gets very redundant, but we're going to put out a graphic. I scheduled it, so it's probably already out. And that's pushback I'll get. I'll get folks at this point who will say, no. I get how the power ratings work. I'm telling you, even by power ratings standards, Notre Dame's overrated. They're not. I'm just telling you, I think you'd be shocked at how many teams they'd be favored against, even with 2 losses. Top 5 is pretty much what it's been. We got Georgia 5, Bama 4, Miami's up to 3, Oregon's 2, and Ohio State's 1. Right now, neutral field, the model would make Ohio State about a 4.5-point favorite against Oregon. And like I said, in the SEC grouping specifically, there is so much disaster scenario. Because you're looking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 SEC teams in the top 15. A lot of them play each other. Almost all of them already have losses. I think aside from Ole Miss, A&M, most of them do have losses. Oklahoma, but the point is they're all going to play each other. There are going to be some 3 and 4 loss teams. It's inevitable. And there's some major disaster scenarios coming because there are no elite teams here. It's pretty good to really good. There are no elite teams, which means, like you watched what happened to Penn State last week and everyone laughs at them. I wouldn't laugh too long. I wouldn't laugh too loud. That's the first one. That's not the last one. And so the big question with me is going to be the same as it was at media days. How many people have truly recalibrated their perspective to account for the new landscape of college football, specifically in that conference? Because you're going to have some 3 and 4 loss teams, 4 and 5 loss teams even, that are kind of good. And I'm not vouching for them to make the playoff. What I'm saying is you're going to have some hot seat talk in places that they have no business talking hot seat. It's just kind of the way the ball bounced. It's going to happen. This is not an if. This is a when. Just don't know where yet. All right, let's keep it rolling. Oh, I underestimated something. I got to admit to you. So we have PateStateMaterial.com, which is our store, our merch store. And we got some T-shirts in there you guys love. And that's what I wear. I just wear a white T-shirt every day. So, that's my thing. Savannah State had been on me for a long time, as had a couple of other people. You got to get onesies. You got to get infant gear. You got to get stuff for babies. So we launched the Lil Freights collection, mainly because I like the name, but I had no concept of how in demand this stuff was. So we launched our kids collection the other night on Sunday, and I had my mind blown at what happened because they became our best sellers. So they tell me reproduction rates are going down. I can't prove it from the store because the store indicates that there are way more babies out there than there are adults, at least babies that want to wear Pate State Lil Freights gear. So what did we do? We tripled down on it. We put 3 or 4 new products in the store since 2 days ago. So even if you bought the other day, and judging by the numbers, most of you did, I'm half convinced some of you that don't even have newborns went and bought one just in case. Makes great Christmas gifts, birthday gifts as well. PateStateMaterial.com. Go check it out. Yeah, if you're like us, just good old-fashioned T-shirts and crew necks, yeah, those are over there as well.